if you understand politics in its very basic essence, people have donated their power to think, number one, majorly, to think for themselves, to somebody to give that direction. That's why we have the concept of kingpins. That once Dennis decides for us where we are going, that's right. Okay? And so many people believe they've been made to believe that they're not able to understand. They're not able to think for themselves. So their political leaders think for themselves. To answer his question, the third question, Linda Ground and Linda Mwananchi striking a deal. This is the most potent card for ODM to get the deputy president position. But right now, they're messing it up. I've always said it all the times I've come here. ODM, especially as led by Oburu, who says he was Raila's confidant? Who says Raila was his twin brother? Who says Raila?
Yes.
He says that he does not understand that Raila was having this fellow called Sifuna as his exit plan. He's saying he doesn't understand that they were meant to get into government as a negotiation tactic. So, as at now, you can see all the things that are happening in ODM. They are very much dismissive about Sifuna. But today, ODM to gain legitimacy, to regain legitimacy, what has to happen?
But
they have to swing back to Sifuna. They have to swing back to Sifuna. If they can't swing back to Sifuna, ODM is done, taken away.
So the D in ODM becomes done.
It's done. In fact, it's Orange Done movement.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
I'm wondering because you mentioned that Mheshimiwa Sifuna, again going back to the Sifuna factor, has to speak to some political big heads.
Yes.
But remember that over time we have seen transitional changes.
Right.
And the political context of Kenya is driven by certain things. It is money and ethnicity. Yeah. There are people who cannot vote for certain people just because you don't come from my area. But if you look at the votes, like as it is right now, and earlier on you alluded to a swing vote, and you mentioned a tribe as a swing,
right.
2 tribes, yeah?
Yes.
But I see a silent swing vote. The 8.2 plus million who did not vote in 2022. The presidential candidate was declared at 7.1. That was William Ruto, with Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga, Joey, God rest his soul in peace,
like
coming
that.
second at 6.9.
Right.
If Mheshimiwa Edwin Sifuna whips up this digital vote and says, I'm not talking to anyone else, I know you want to negotiate, but I want to talk to the voters directly. And like what he's doing right now, he is mobilizing with young people like Abi and all the other and millions out there. Where does that leave the political big heads? Does Mheshimiwa Sifuna still need political negotiators?
Simple answer, you can't ignore them.
But does he need them?
He needs them. He needs them. Look, he needs them in this way. Sifuna is already too big that Linda Ground in ODM are drooling at his masses.
So it is them who need him. He does not need
Of course.
Yeah.
But I'm giving an example.
Yeah.
So for this example, Linda Ground, they're drooling at his masses.
Yeah.
The opposition candidates, do you think they're not drooling? They're also drooling.
Yeah.
They're like, oh boy.
We wish
I was
there.
you know. So, but they're gonna play hard. Why are they playing hard?
Yeah.
Because when they say no, then they have a mass that goes with them, and that becomes a spoiling factor. So they have to. Sifuna must find a way, because I mean the challenge with men is that we're always walking around with our egos. And like women will be very easy with each other. But as we're walking around with our egos, even if we know
some women, right?
Most of them.
Okay.
Men, we know this is the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Like now we know that in the calculations of 2027, the only other candidate who is right to face President Ruto is Sifuna. All of us in this room know, and everybody else knows. But the challenge is, we're walking around with our egos saying, kwani yeye ni nani? Once you start hearing kwani yeye ni nani, it shows you they're disregarding. So that then informs my thinking that Sifuna then needs to reach out to them and say, gentlemen, you know what? Let's have tea.
Or that should be the other way around, because it seems that he's onto something and should just carry on with his business. Depending again,
I agree.
The man hasn't opened his mouth.
I agree.
Regardless of what people around him are saying,
I agree.
the man has not opened his mouth to say that he wants to be president.
Yes.
Until and unless he does that, everything that we say is inference, right? So